Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Aquascaping on the Fly Living Art Creations. I'm Anthony, your host and your content creator. In this channel, I pride myself on living my most authentic life. And by that, I mean living with spirit and following my divine guidance. I don't do a build that just because I want to build something. All of my builds start with a Mother Nature-led spiritual experience. I start every build out on a nature walk, and I find something that inspires me, and then I'm compelled to build something with it. So that being said, don't be afraid to be a little spiritual on my site, because I do encourage it. And I will tell you how I do get inspired with different things. Today's video, though, is pretty exciting. We just hit 202 subscribers. And my channel is a baby channel. It's just like 6 months old. So, and with the algorithm, I'm not even getting anywhere near the population for YouTube. Basically, you guys are finding it either by accident, or it's your subscriber that you're already showing up with, or you're getting it through BLUESKY or TICTOK or Facebook, where I post all my videos on there as well. So I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to all my subscribers. If you've been watching the channel since the beginning, you'll know we've undergone a lot of changes here in the studio and a lot of ways that I've started making my videos, how I edit my videos. And just recently, I've been encouraged to not edit my videos. And when I say encouraged, yes, I am talking about a higher power. I'm being told that my videos are more relevant because I show realism. So I leave in the blubs. I leave in all the stuff I mess up because it's what it would happen if you're doing it at your home as well. My studio is my home. So when I'm welcoming you in my home, I'm welcoming in like a family member. So you're more than welcome to come on in, and we just talk openly and honestly. So that's kind of my goal. But with the 200, I want to say something I didn't quite expect that was going to happen with the channel is the amazing outpour of positivity and love and just sheer excitement in a group of people that not everyone is familiar with the hobby. And the reason why I felt really compelled to do a channel in the first place is because I knew nothing about it. I found it by accident. And once I did, I became obsessed with it. And that obsession led to creating a channel. And that led to doing tutorial videos. So I do these really, really long videos. I mean, really long videos. And I just sit there and just talk through what's ever coming through. And hopefully that will encourage you to start on your journey as well. Another thing I'm very proud of, we do a lot of thrift flip on this channel, whether it's with the terrariums or the aquascaping side as well. I try to, every 2 weeks, to go out to all my thrift stores, which my #1 target is always Goodwill, and find vessels that I can use in the hobby that cost me, I don't pay ever more than $10. That's my max I'll ever look at paying. And if something is over that, I'll ask management if they'll come down on the price. So I've accumulated a lot of vessels that I was using in the terrarium side, because a lot of my earlier terrariums I've had to take apart because I notoriously got them too wet and they just ended up dying. So I have a lot of containers right now that I've got an idea that I want to do with them, but not ready to share it yet. So there's like another component, another creative component that's going to be emerging out of the hobby if I can figure out how to do it. Anyway, so that's a teaser. So I have found anywhere from 2 to 3 gallon vases that I have used to set up like a hospital tank, which those of you who are familiar, you know where I'm sitting in front of. Oh, and by the way, I did get a new chair. Thank you for your comments on those. You said like, okay, wait a minute. You're really big. Yeah, I'm tall. I'm 6'3". And I had a rocker that I always had to keep covered up because I was afraid I was going to get something on it. And it was always too small for me. And I was holding out until one of these chairs here that has a detachable or a movable footrest, because when I do a video in here, I got to move everything around. I mean, I don't live like this. It never looks like this when I'm here. It's always chaos in here. But starting yesterday, I just had this burst of energy, and I'm like, okay, I need to get everything organized and kind of redo everything. And I took apart, I think, 6 terrariums and spread those plants that are in those into other terrariums, and then cleaned all the vessels. So my shelf in the hallway behind me is full of vessels now. And one thing I really gravitate towards is when I'm out thrifting is antique crystal. I love it when it's clean. I mean, and what I do, and this is something that's good for you guys to do as well, I always take an SOS pad and clean all of my crystal with it, because a lot of this stuff is super old. It's got some type of a film or whatever on it. I clean it straight down to what it would have looked like originally, and it always sparkles. And for me, there's just something magical and uplifting and awesome about just looking at crystal in its original form, beautiful, with just the light on it, just beautiful. So I have lights on the shelf for my crystal set because you can just walk by and I'm just like, oh wow, they're so pretty. I just love how that looks. But the shelf behind me now, workstation, is empty. It's empty for a reason. So the hospital tank, the 18-inch vase, so it was 18 inches tall. It was 2 gallons. Excuse me. And I had put in originally an order very in the beginning when I started the hobby, trying to grow some aquarium plants at home. And I did a horrible job at it, just horrible. And these were all plants that were, I thought they were already dead. Most of them were. And I put them in there. I built this little egg-shaped twig that would fit straight into the vase. So it looked really striking to have it in there, just with gravel. And put everything in there, attached it with string, thread, and put it in there. And it's been that way for almost 3 months. It finally had to come down. It kept getting cyanobacteria. So then I knew it was because there was something in there that kept reintegrating. It had to be in one of the dead plants. So I finally went in and just tore the whole thing apart. And my big question now is will I be able to use that wood again? Because I don't know if the cyanobacteria ingrains itself into the wood itself. So I washed it. It's been drying since. So I cleaned that vase, and then I had a vase that had had my water sprite in it that was in the Garden of Eden, but it got blackbeard, so it all died. So that vase came down. So I took that vase down, and then also, I guess I'm going to have to get up. I'm so comfortable sitting here. I'll have to get up, which means let me put my flip-flops on. Okay. Make sure you can still see. Kinda, but here, let me change it. You see that? Okay. I'm being lazy right now. I'm going to sit down. I'll sit down and narrate from the back end. Okay, this is a hurricane lamp, and if you'll notice on the left side, it has a massive bevel, which would have been the base. And it's open on both ends though, but it's a very heavy hurricane. It's not like that cheap stuff that you'll find like everywhere else. This is old. I got this in an antique store. And thank goodness it was 50% off because that made it $8. And I fell in love with it because it is so heavy. Now, the bark is actually 2 pieces. It's 2 stumps that I played with for hours to get them the right way so that I could attach them together and I could balance the hurricane lantern on it. Because what this was the original Harry Potter Elder's Wand terrarium. But as you guys can tell, there is just a slight dip for the soil. So most everything in there could not be basically a plant. I had very little plants in there because I had very little soil in there. But to me, it was so striking because I had a rock in there. Oh, you can see it here. Hang on. You can see the rock. See that? The rock's coming into focus. And the Harry Potter wand. Now, let's do this. Now, I dare anyone to tell me that does not look like a wand. Oh my gosh. I found that in nature just as it is. And when I saw it, I knew it was a wand because it has like a wand end on it. It's pointed. It's not as long as I wanted it to be, but it's perfect. But it was perfect for the hurricane lamp because it did this. And I put felt on the bottom of the hurricane. Now I did it on the other side, not this side, but this is going to give you an idea of how it looks. Some of you aren't going to, you can pull the video up. Now, I had it hovering now, do you guys see it? I had it hovering like this in the build, and the plants were underneath it. And I called it that the enclosure area was really the elder wand being rediscovered in the forbidden forest. So I put a lot of like broken wood at the bottom, and I went with darker plants, not happy plants, to give it that forbidden forest feeling. And it had always was plagued, even though it had very little soil in it, it was plagued with gnats, all constantly. I finally got the gnats out of it, and the plants just got to a point where they couldn't get, there wasn't much height, and there wasn't much soil. And so I had a brain fart inspiration. I don't know what you want to call it, brain fart or inspiration. So now, hang on, I'll show you what I'm thinking about. All right, just in case, let's move that. Okay, do you guys see this? Yeah. Can anyone guess what we're going for? You can guess. I'm proud of you. I wanted to put in another 20-gallon long right next to this tank, right next to the tree of life. Submerge this entire build inside that aquarium, and to be able to put plants inside the hurricane lamp itself. Leave it open like it's open to where fish can swim in and around it. My only hesitation is, will it get dirty and how am I going to clean it? Will it just be a nightmare? I think it would be striking. Okay, now you see that I have right here, right now it's sitting up, it's being propped up by felt. That's to keep it as level as possible. If you take those felts off, it dips a little forward and it goes a little lower. So I can show you technically what I mean right now. I'm going to take it out so you can see the difference. And it will help because right now you can see the build will be at the top. Okay, so see, it brought it down a little, but the top of it will take up the entire tank. So here's my question, 202s out there. My 202s are going to answer this question, and this is the only thing you have to do. Just put me like, yes, I would do it. No, I wouldn't do it. I have two thoughts. Put it in there just like it is. I think the wood is gorgeous. I think the hurricane lamp in there would be unusual. and pretty cool. Should I go for it? And then if it doesn't work, we just, like rearrange the whole thing. Or, I mean, that is just hot glue that's holding it. There's the chance. I don't know if I can chance taking it out without cracking it or something. I don't want to break it. So basically, what do you think about putting that in there? Now, I do not want to cut any of the wood off. So as you can see, it will come up out just like Tree of Life and just like how Blackfish does. And it's going to take the whole thing. But there's some cool places to where we could put like some boosts on the hardscape itself. And then if I had a thick enough substrate, in this one, we could plant some plants at the substrate because look, all that bark at the bottom is all black. So we could do some color at the bottom and then put something, I'm not sure yet what, even if we had to get something attached to, probably not wood, but probably a rock to put in there to have greenery in there. Maybe put something with moss inside the hurricane part itself. So really and truly, your answer needs to be, yeah, I would do that. And what would you put in the hurricane part? And then from there, if you guys give me the green light, I can start planning on how to do this. So that's our quest for the 202s. Is the hurricane lamp good idea, not a good idea? If you like the idea, how would you put plants on the inside of it? And I will really appreciate that. So remember, there's your quest. You've got your homework now. Think about it. Get back with me. And that will be for the 202 of you. You guys have a great day. Thanks for joining me. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.